And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Wednesday, February 9th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. Wednesday, a little bit warmer out there, but the sun is going to be shining today, and we're glad to have you with us. We're glad to be on the air for Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better. And Bob McDonald is with us in studio this morning. Bob, good morning.
Hey, Coleman, good morning.
And you wore that big overcoat this morning. You didn't really need that today.
Well, I know. I thought about that when I left the house. I thought,
but it makes you look distinguished.
Well, I need all the help I can get, right? But I thought, well, as you know, as we've discussed the last couple of weeks, the calendar of Bob says that March 1 begins spring.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not accurate, but according to me, it is. So if that's the case, I only have a few more weeks to wear this overcoat. So I thought I would do that in honor of you, and so you can give me grief a little bit more, just a few more weeks about my Russian overcoat.
You even have a black scarf that goes with it.
Yeah.
And pinstripe black suit today. I've already complimented you. I'll do it here on the air.
You've called me a Philadelphia lawyer. You've called me a preacher.
Well, actually,
that's two pretty tough things to call a man.
You moved up from banker to Philadelphia lawyer to preacher.
Okay,
so
okay.
You're 3 steps up here.
Lawyer, preacher, banker. That's the trifecta, isn't it? That's a rough crowd. Nobody wants to be in that room.
Well, where are you preaching today?
Yeah, gosh. Well, I'm not sure what we'll talk about, but I know one thing I want to talk about is just how active we're becoming, in society and in the community, and that's nice to see. This month alone, there's so many events that are planned, and as we look into March and April, there's already so many other events that are on the books in terms of organizations having fundraising dinners and that type of thing. As you know, last Friday night was the Mount Juliet Chamber annual event. It's usually been a banquet. This past Friday night, Mark and his team and his board, they really came up with a neat idea. They had it at one of those hotels in the Providence area of Mount Juliet, and it was more of a reception type of atmosphere. There was no sit-down dinner, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a different, unique concept. Great crowd, well attended. You couldn't get another person in that place, and but it was terrific. So I congratulate Mark and his group for doing that. But there's more of those coming up. I think tomorrow night is the Lebanon Chamber annual event, and we look forward to being there. And there's just something every week, it seems like, and that's good. Kind of back to the way it used to be.
Well, as far as banking goes. Any news?
Yes, very busy. You and I have been talking about the prospect of interest rates increasing. Yep. We're probably going to see that at the next Fed meeting coming up soon. Coleman, it's the predictions are so varied. Back in September, October, most economists were predicting that rates would not increase until early 2023. That was in September or October. Well, by December, they were predicting as many as 3 rate increases in 2022, this year.
Yep.
And so now we're hearing anything from 3 to 7 rate increases this year alone. And who knows what they'll do, but I think interest rate increase is in order. But I sure hope that they'll ease into it. There's some are predicting that there might be as much of a 0.5% increase in their next meeting. I'd hate to see that. I'd like to see them ease into it, do a quarter at a time, and do a quarter and see how that impacts the economy, and then do it again if you need to. And so let's hope that they'll ease into it, and we'll know more about that perhaps next time we see each other.
Well, we can't ever let you go without talking about free checking at Cedarstone Bank.
Well, we like to finish up on that, and I love talking about it. It's a great account, Coleman. We've had it. It's been free checking ever since we opened in April of 2004. So we're going on our 18th anniversary. It's hard to believe. But that was important to us, that we have free checking, and we've had it from day one, and it remains that way. It continues to evolve and improve, as technology evolves and improves. So you get not just free checks if you still like to write checks, but you get an ATM and debit card, and that's free. If you use your ATM card at another bank, we reimburse you for those third-party fees. We have all the technology. You can do your banking. You can call in and do our telephone banking. You can do your banking online. And so we have every feature available for how you choose to do your banking. Some do a little bit of all, but it's a great account and it's free.
Right, and still you try to stay with your slogan of simple banking, simply better.
Yes, we do, and we don't like to complicate banking. Life is complicated enough.
Yes.
Not to say that banking doesn't involve some complicated matters at times, but we don't think that the solutions to that need to be complicated.
Well, we always appreciate having you, whether it's live in studio or on the phone.
Great.
Every Wednesday, we talk to somebody from Cedarstone Bank, and today, Bob McDonald, President and Chief Executive Officer.
Great being with you. You got a good program coming up. Good to see my friend Dr. Mark here with you. He and I have been in the trenches a few times over the years, haven't we, pal? So I look forward to hearing what he has to say. Thanks,
right.
Coleman.
Thank you, Bob. See you next time. Well, that takes us to, let me say again, Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, simple banking, simply better. And that does take us to 10 after the hour. And on this particular Wednesday each month, we feature Cumberland University, and Rusty Richardson is always here. I don't know when, Rusty, you haven't been here when we were talking about Cumberland University. Rusty is Executive Director of Community Relations and External Affairs. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
But you're always here.
Always here with you. Yeah, that's right.
And you always have some interesting guests that you bring, and you even give me a little advance information that helps out too, a cheat sheet or whatever you
A
want
little
to call
cheat
it
sheet
here.
comes in handy sometimes.
Well, how are things with you?
Going very well, thank you.
Yeah.
And as Bob said, it's a busy time of the year for all of us with
yes.
so many events going on.
That is true. Well, get us started here this morning.
All right. When I was here last month, we talked a lot about some of the big improvements at Cumberland, focused really on some of the facility improvements, some of the enrollment improvements, all of that. Well, today we're going in a slightly different direction. We're going to talk about a major academic improvement at Cumberland University, and I've brought two guests with me today. And you always kid me about the length of my title at Cumberland. Well, these are two people whose titles far exceed mine. I have Dr. Jenny Mason, who serves as the interim dean of the Oakley School of Humanity, Education, and the Arts, and she's also an associate professor of psychology. And Dr. Mark Cheatham, the professor of history and editor of the Martin Van Buren Papers. And they're going to talk to us today about a new, very exciting program at Cumberland, an honors program to help approach or attract the best and brightest in Tennessee to Cumberland University.
Well, it seems that you don't stand still, and I don't think you've been standing still at Cumberland for a long time. You come up with something new, you tweak what you have. It's not just they've reached this plateau and now we can relax.
Dr. Sum has an acronym that he repeats frequently, and it's assessment-based continuous improvement, which means we assess and grade everything and figure out ways to tweak it and make it better. And so we are constantly doing that on all our programs. And the program we're talking about this morning is part of what comes out of that type process, a new program, an exciting program. And Dr. Mason and Dr. Cheatham have been instrumental in putting the framework together for that.
Okay, the honors program at Cumberland. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, who wants to start first here? Dr. Cheatham. Good morning to you.
We are going to introduce in fall of 2022 a new program for honor students. And this is a program that is going to, as Rusty said, try to attract the best and the brightest. Not that we don't have great students, because we do, but we want to start to attract students who perhaps are more intellectually curious, that they're not looking necessarily at a college degree just to get a career started, but they want to engage in some of the deep philosophical discussions, perhaps, that colleges used to be known for, universities used to be known for, and certainly those conversations still happen. We want students who are prepared. Cumberland has done a great job with Tennessee Promise students. We have served that community well. And we have had a lot of great students come out of that program, but we want to focus on students who also perhaps have higher achieving grades, perhaps have higher ACT scores or SAT scores, and be able to service them just as well as we have the Tennessee Promise students.
Well, we need to go to a break here in a moment, but Dr. Jenny Mason, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And your initial remarks regarding this.
Yeah, we're really excited about this opportunity. Being a faculty member, you want to jump at the chance to be able to work with these students who you can challenge and they accept that challenge, and arguably even who challenge you. So it's a great give and take in a classroom with some of the best. And so we're all pretty excited about this, honestly.
Okay, we're going to discuss this in length when we come back, but now time for a break here on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have Red Max, complete inventory, weed eaters, blowers, hedge trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner with up to a 4-year warranty. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Heavy traffic right on time coming through Mount Juliet right now, headed towards Nashville. Lots of radar out here this morning in weird places. Give yourself extra travel time. They were moving a Rag 40 westbound near Stewartsbury Pike just a few minutes ago, 3500 block of Bell Road, trying to get that one into a parking lot there in Donaldson. Warmer weather is waiting for you right now at Pensacola Beach. Book your next getaway. It's really easy. Just log on to PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. Whether it's cleaning, painting, remodeling, or simply getting better organized, we have the tools and equipment to get the job done. Scaffolding, paint sprayers, ladders, power saws, portable heaters, temporary lighting, generators, hardwood floor staples, from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, Absolute Rental has what you need. Call 615-443-RENT. Absolute Rental and Supply. We have what you need.
Caring for a loved one is as natural as the weather, but just like the weather, one moment it's sunny and the next you find yourself in the middle of a storm. So when it came time to take care of my dad, I knew I needed help, a reprieve from the storm, so to speak. That's when I found the Pavilion Senior Living. They have expertise and experience to weather the storms in your loved one's life. And now I can rest easy. Thank you, Pavilion Senior Living. You should visit thepavilionseniorliving.com to find out more.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us Wednesday morning. Today, it's Cumberland University. Rusty Richardson, Executive Director of Community Relations and External Affairs, is with us, and he has brought Dr. Jenny Mason, Interim Dean for the Oakley School for Humanities Education and the Arts, and Associate Professor of Psychology. That is a long time.
Yes, it is.
Dr. Mark Cheatham, Professor of History and Editor of the Martin Van Buren Papers. All right, we're talking about the honors program at Cumberland, which is something I think just getting started. You've had the planning stages, and you're here to tell us a little bit about it this morning. So let's pick it up where we left off. And Dr. Jenny Mason, I think you were talking. Anything else you want to say initially here about this?
Really, this is just a great opportunity for students at whatever academic experience level they're at. So we want to offer things to students, whether they're starting their first year or whether they transfer into their second. We want to make sure that they have opportunities to engage in deeper and more meaningful academic experiences. And whether that means, research or reading even more complex literary opportunities, whatever we can give them, they can heighten their experiences. I was at a high school the other day for a dual enrollment meeting, and a student was talking to the professor, or I guess it was a teacher, high school teacher, saying, well, I know I want to get my master's in. And I thought, man, when I was in 9th grade, it did not even occur to me I was going to get a master's degree. But that is the student we are dying to work with, because we can challenge each other and we can grow her or him into this really, really great scholar. And so that's the idea behind the honors program, really.
How long has it taken you to kind of put this together? And I mean, you had your initial thoughts, and then you go to work on it. What kind of time frame are we talking about here?
The committee started its work in September of last year, but it's something that Cumberland's talked about for years. I've been at Cumberland since 2008 as a faculty member, and almost from the very start, this was an idea that was floating around, but things just never came together for it, and it seemed like last fall was the opportunity for us to begin to put in the work to plan for a launch this upcoming fall.
Well, I take it that this isn't for everybody, and there's probably some requirements to get into it. But what are those requirements, by the way? If you got those established?
We do. So the quantitative requirements are either a 27 ACT or a 1280 SAT score, and a 3.5 GPA. However, we understand that not every student is going to hit those benchmarks. With COVID, students may not even be taking the ACT or SAT. And so we understand that. So we have an essay option. So any student who doesn't meet one or maybe even both of those requirements can write an essay explaining why they believe they would add value to the program. And we have a committee that's going to look over those essays and render a decision on them. So even though there are some benchmarks we want students to hit, if a student doesn't hit one of those, they can feel free to apply, and we'll definitely consider them.
And I understand there are program tiers that we might want to talk about this morning.
Yes, so we have 3 tiers. We have, for the full program, students have to do a minimum of 21 hours. That will be from freshman to senior year. For students who perhaps are in programs like nursing where they have a more rigid curriculum and maybe they can't do all of that, we have 2 other tiers. We have one tier that is 12 hours minimum, and then we have another tier that's 18 hours minimum. And the 12 hours minimum is also ideal for Tennessee Promise students. So Tennessee Promise students can only get their associate's degree at Cumberland before they decide whether or not to continue on to their bachelor's. So they're not going to be able to go from freshman to senior year in the program, initially at least, but they could at least do those 12 hours and get recognition as an honor student.
Well, you can tell you've put a lot of thought and work into this. Dr. Jenny Mason, you want to add to that? You've been part of this, I'm sure. You've worked a few hours extra on this.
Yes. I mean, Mark definitely, Dr. Cheatham is heading this, and we're really thankful for that. Our committee, and I got to be a part of that really more as a guest, and I love being a part of it, but it was made up of a lot of faculty and staff who had these experiences themselves in undergraduate. I actually did not. This wasn't offered to me. I think I would have jumped at the chance and would have loved it. Cumberland offers so many things that I wish I had access to as well in undergrad. But yeah, I got to kind of behind the scenes listen to everybody's ideas about the specific classes that they wanted to teach, whether it's a foundations class to help them become scholars and great learners, whether it's humanities and social sciences class, sciences opportunities, a lot of really great like research and seminar and reading and writing courses that we're going to be able to offer these students that are already advanced in skills, and we want to make sure that we can capture their attention and hold it.
How well has this gotten out a lot? Is it pretty well known what you're planning to do, or is it still in its infancy as far as people knowing about it?
So on campus, we've certainly been talking about it. Outside of campus, I know Reggie Blair, who's in charge of our enrollment services, is this month making a big push to begin to recruit students for it. So what we're anticipating is that in the fall, we're looking at perhaps a cohort of 45 students, hopefully more, but that's our target. And then in the fall of 2023, once we have a year under our belt, I think more students will know about it and we'll be able to say, here are the experiences, here's our track record, and be able to attract even more students.
Now, Coleman, that's why we're here. We're hoping that you're going to get this word out and talk about it every day, every hour on the show.
I'm honored. Well, hopefully we will help you spread the word. That's why you're here once a month, right, Rusty?
Exactly.
To spread the word about Cumberland. But I'll tell you what, the way that Cumberland has grown, the things that have happened here in the last few years, it's almost good news all the time, and record enrollments and this sort of thing. Anything about curriculum we need to talk about regarding the honors program?
We have some great courses or ideas for courses that we've lined up. So one of the great ideas that a faculty member came up with was looking at the history and science behind pandemics. This is something that the students who'll be coming through in the next 10, 15 years will certainly be interested in because they lived through COVID. And so having a course that offers them the idea of how have pandemics happened in the past, how have we handled them, what's the science behind them, because there's so much controversy about vaccines and all these other things. So we have those types of courses. We have another course that someone proposed looking at the history of 9/11 and the aftermath. So you and I and everybody in this room, I think, forget sometimes that students who are coming into college today probably don't even remember 9/11. They may not even have been born. And so putting 9/11 into historical context makes sense for this generation of students who can't even remember something that we all remember very well.
All right. In order to have something like this, I mean, there's the idea of selling this, I guess, to the faculty as well as to the potential students. And so let's talk about benefits. Benefits to the students, first of all, for the honors program.
Well, I mean, it gives them, first off, a closer working relationship with some of our best faculty. I think that for me is one of the heightened benefits. Obviously, there's going to be this great push for academic scholarship in the student, but these are the students that are hungry for that. This gives them a lot more sort of one-on-one time, which we care about at Cumberland and want to make sure we maintain and keep doing things as we grow to make sure we have that one-on-one feel with our faculty. This will give the students ability to be able to work with them really closely. And so other than, quite frankly, just the knowledge that they'll gain and the experience they'll gain, they also get these great networking opportunities and possible travel. We're going to do possible field trips and museum trips. We want to make sure we can take them to conferences to present their scholarly works. They're going to be able to do things that are far more advanced, which, quite frankly, for that student who's looking at her master's degree, she'll already have a foot in the door. So it gives them their future.
Well, this would be for those who are ambitious, I think.
I think so. And we've talked a lot about we don't want to simply throw more work at students.
No.
We want to go deeper, and we want to give them a more varied experience. Jenny talking about field trips and conferences and outside the classroom experiences, those, frankly, are just as important as what happens inside the classroom.
All right, let's talk about the benefits for the university because it's an equal opportunity here at the students and faculty and the school.
Well, I think one of the most compelling benefits for the university, and we've talked about this with President Stum, is that we're building an investment in students that will pay off in the future. Alumni will be more invested in Cumberland, and that is something that's really important. And they'll be invested far beyond when you and I are part of this earth. They'll be the base for the future of Cumberland. Cumberland's been around 180 years. We want to continue to build that base and broaden that base for the future. And we're also looking to get people in the community who are interested in helping students. I'll use the dirty word donors. We want donors who see the investment that they can make in students. And we have so many donors who have already invested in Cumberland, but this is another opportunity for them to invest in Cumberland and in the students that we love.
Okay, I think we've discussed this pretty well. It's a new and challenging thing, right, Rusty?
Absolutely. It's I'm not sure I could have made it into this program when I was an undergraduate, but I'm sure we'll find students who can.
We will still accept your essay and consider you, Rusty.
Okay, thank you. That's very nice of you.
Well, I think we could say this is for the bright and best, but there you have the challenges out there, but somebody who is ambitious can really go for this and no doubt benefit from it.
And we do already have very generous scholarships for those high-achieving students, but this is, in addition to giving them a scholarship, it gives them a challenge. It gives them a loftier goal academically than what we've been able to offer in the past. So we're very excited about this program.
All right, we've got a couple of minutes left, and I know there are a few things that you want to close out with, Rusty.
Yes, thank you. First off, we've talked in past months about Phoenix Ball. It's rapidly approaching for June 4th. And the tickets are on sale. They are selling quickly, so if listeners are interested in coming this year to the ball, go to phoenixball.com, go to the website, and purchase your tickets soon because we expect they will sell out quickly.
Well, that's been the trend the last few years, huh?
Yes, it has. In fact, we already have created the form to create the waiting list for this year, so they are selling quickly. So,
all right.
But phoenixball.com, they can purchase those tickets. I do want to do a shout out to Ryan Hunt and the baseball team. They played their first home game yesterday. They've had, I think, 8 games on the road, And they've been going through some a learning curve, I think, with some of the teams they've played.
8 games on the road, and we're going to win one at home tonight.
Sounds like a Bob Hope, Bing Crosby movie, doesn't it? But their first home game yesterday, the Bats came alive, and they won the game 19-5. So Ryan Hunt now has his first win as the head coach. I know you had him on as the guest with his father, Woody, a couple of weeks ago. The other thing with baseball is traditionally Woody would have a banquet during the month of February, bringing back baseball alumni and all that. Well, with COVID, they've not been able to do that. So for the second year, we're doing an online auction for the baseball team. They have a very lofty goal this year, something new, and I'm not sure they talked about this 2 weeks ago when they were on the show or not, but they're hoping to put turf on the infield at the baseball field.
I can't remember either.
Which is not an inexpensive proposal. Yeah. So all the proceeds from the auction will go towards that improvement in Woody Hunt Stadium for a turf infield. And part of that is that auction started yesterday. It's all online and will run through March 4th.
All right. So you've got plenty of time to participate.
Plenty of time to participate. Go to the Cumberland website. That's the easiest way to get to that, and just look for the link for the baseball auction. But they've got some great items. Woody pulls things out of his hat sometimes for that, and you never know what you're going to find in that auction.
Okay, our time is up here, but thank you so much, Rusty, as always, and Dr. Jenny Mason. Thanks for being with us today. Dr. Mark Cheatham, Cumberland University. And that is part one of Coleman and Company. Keep it here for more FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, that regular oil change, $28.95, up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, $16.73 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still slow go at times on 40 westbound. They were dodging this crash a few minutes ago out here near Stewart's Ferry Pike. Again, it's already busy enough coming in from Wilson County. Steady flow of traffic now, 24 in from the Jolton area. Watch your speed, I-40 in from Hickman County. Warmer weather is waiting for you at Pensacola Beach. Book your next getaway. PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Cumberland Phoenix baseball team travels to Sterlington, Louisiana this weekend, February 11th and 12th for the Cajun Collision, the premier small college baseball event in the nation. 15 top teams from across the nation make up the field. Phoenix will play doubleheaders both Friday and Saturday, beginning with a 10:30 a.m. Friday contest with national runners-up Central Methodist of Missouri. You can hear all of Cumberland's games in the tournament on one of 4 platforms, WANT-FM 98.9, WCOR 1490 AM, or online at WANTFM.com or GoCumberlandAthletics.com. Go Phoenix!
A.G. & Johnson is your experienced real estate and auction company, specializing in residential, commercial, and personal property auctions. Did you know that auctions are a fast and efficient way to sell your property? Auctions reduce time on the market and have an exact selling date. Call us for an in-home consultation today at 615-444-0909. A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main Street in Lebanon, or find us online at agandjohnson.com. Voted best auction company in Wilson County.
It's tax time, and Cars Unlimited Tax Service is locally owned and has 33 years of experience in preparing taxes. They advance loans of up to $6,000. They're also an authorized IRS e-file provider. Call 615-449-2955 or stop by 1006 West Main Street in Lebanon. Cars Unlimited Tax Service stands ready to help you prepare your taxes.
Today's forecast calls for plenty of sunshine with highs topping out near 60 degrees. So it'll be a great day to get out and enjoy the outdoors. On Thursday, more sunshine is in the forecast with highs in the mid-50s. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. Let's look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist T.J. Scott.
Coleman and Company here on a Wednesday, a wonderful Wednesday, and it's nice to see Philip Etherly this morning with the sun shining. Good morning.
Morning, Coleman. How are you?
All right. Philip, of course, owns, he's the chief cook bottle washer as well for Absolute Rental and Supply, 1325 West Main in Lebanon. Been here for about 20 and a half years, and Philip always has us to remind you at the beginning, if we think about it, to call when you need something, you need to rent something. The number is 615-443-RENT, R-E-N-T. And that phone number has been good for you for all these years.
It really has. It's been a good number. It's something easy to remember. And, and we do encourage people to give us a call, to make sure we have the equipment when they need it, to make sure it's the right application that they're using it for. But we've been very blessed, and we were very busy, so that's a good thing.
Well, it's always good to talk to you about it on Wednesdays, and we have a lot of different things that we talk about. But I mean, the whole idea behind this is there's so many times that you need something, but you may only need it once or twice. Some things once or twice in your lifetime, probably that you don't want to go out and spend a lot of money for, and your neighbor doesn't have one you can borrow, but you can rent one at Absolute Rental and Supply.
Exactly. There's so many different types of projects, from earth moving type projects to home remodeling. Like you say, you're not going to do it every day. It may be one project that you may not do again for 10 years. So, there again, it's important to have the right tools to be able to help you get your job done efficiently. And that's what we always strive for.
And I don't know how big you started out, because I don't remember 20 years ago, but I'm sure you started out smaller than you are now. You have added different things that people have needed them over the years, and so you have quite an inventory for people to choose from to rent to get a job done.
We really do, and I think it's a good variety of equipment. Like I say, we've tagged the line you and I have, from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers. We have what you need.
First.
Well, we have what you need, but it does kind of go to show the extremes from one end to another. But like I said, we keep up with when people call and ask for things that we don't have. We keep up with those items. It's important for me to look up if I see something going out all the time and we're missing rentals because of that. And it's important for me to get another one or several of them to make sure we're having what people need when they need them. We're not always going to have everything. But normally, if you give us a call 2 to 3 days in advance, we can always have what you need, kind of schedule it in. Our reservation systems are really good. Our software system is really good. It really allows us to keep up with our equipment and be able to make those reservations. So, but any kind of project you've got going, spring is coming. Hopefully the sun and warm weather is coming, and once everything thaws out. So if you have any spring projects, a lot of times that's the time everybody wants to come in and start doing their spring cleanup deals. We try to have related products to some of our equipment. For example, the landscape supply is a really big part of our business. That's the mulches and the seeds and fertilizers and so forth. So when you come in to rent the trimmer to trim up all your hedges and kind of clean up everything, then you can go in there and mulch your beds. We have bed edgers, tillers, for your everybody wants. Tillers are a big hot item in the spring as far as everybody getting their gardens prepared for the seeding. So, like I said, it's a wide variety of equipment.
Well, with today a little bit warmer, there wasn't any frost this morning. I don't know how cold it is, but the wind would have probably kept us from having frost. But this is the third day we've had the sunshine. The ground's a little bit drier. You're going to be busy today.
We're going to be busy today. We're also preparing today. We've got the Wilson Bank Trust Home and Garden Show this weekend. And so we're going to start moving our equipment over there, and we're really kind of focusing on this year on that homeowner and type equipment, trying to have it over there. So I look forward to everybody coming out. I think this Friday evening and Saturday. So I'd like to invite everybody to come out for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, one other thing we might mention, your website, absoluterental.com. And if you want to go there, you can find just about anything you've got to rent is shown there, and the price that you get for it.
It is.
So that's really where you start, absoluterental.com. But then you call 615-443-RENT, make your reservation, and Philip's going to take care of it.
Yep, that's got me.
All right. Well, I guess that's about it for today. But have a great week. It looks good to today, tomorrow, and Friday, and you'll be open Saturday to when?
7 to 4 on Saturdays. Yep.
Okay, we'll see you next Wednesday.
All right, thank you very
Philip
much.
Atherley, Absolute Rental and Supply. Again, their phone number is 615-443-RENT, and located very conveniently there at 1325 West Main here in Lebanon. All right, we've got a special program, a special announcement this morning, and my guests are gathering around this morning. We've got Veronica and John and a surprise. So we'll leave like it. And how are y'all doing? Representing the Lebanon Kiwanis Club. Yes, Veronica, you're president.
Yes.
You're still president.
I'm still president, yes.
All right. I am trying to figure. Okay, John.
I'm okay.
You are now. All right.
Now?
I'm not sure you were.
They're looking at me cross-eyed for those who can't see my
trying to twist
eyes.
the knobs here, and I got everybody on now. All right. Well, John Bryan, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
It is nice to see you. We probably got. I think the word is out somewhat about what the Kiwanis Club is about to do, but I think we've got an extra announcement this morning as well, seeing who the other guest around the table is.
Correct.
Okay, so see, nobody told me. I wasn't given a lot of advanced knowledge other than
because you can't keep a secret.
We're going we're going to talk about the roast with the Kiwanis Club. But let's talk about that. The library roast has been a thing that started years and years ago, and I mean it goes back as far as George Harding, who is a famous Kiwanian and famous otherwise too. But then the library had put this on all these years, and they had decided, I think, last year when they didn't get to have it, we haven't been, I guess, probably having somebody underwrite the meal, hadn't been making as much money, it's not been as profitable, and we're going to hang it up. So one of y'all pick it up from there and tell us what happened. John?
Well, it was an ongoing event for 30 years, okay? George Harding, who is a founding member, or was a founding member of the Kiwanis Club of Lebanon, started that event, was the first one that they roasted some 32 years ago, I believe. Right. It carried on for years and years and years. Any event that you have 29 or 30 years history in will tend to get stale. And it's just over and over. And I think the library board grew to a point to where they had a good run. And with COVID knocking it out 2 years in a row, they decided this would be a good time not to proceed. I got wind of that. My first call was to Jim Mills, who's on that board. Jim, understand you're not going to have the roast anymore. Can we take it? Can the Kiwanis Club take it over? And he said, I think it'd be great. And I said, we're still going to direct proceeds from this to the library. So just let us do it. And so he got full backing of their board. I went to Veronica and our board, presented it as our signature event. We've been looking for a signature event. Our signature event for years has been Pancake Day, and we don't have to flip pancakes or cook sausage if we can do this. And so we're all excited about that. So we announced that in the fourth quarter of last year, and we're putting a fresh face to it. And so we've got a venue, we've got a menu, and we've got a great honoree this year. The name of the event is the Kiwanis Celebrity Roast, and we have a headline sponsor, and we have table sponsors, and we have a catering sponsor, and we're ready to go. And Veronica, under her leadership, we put together a great committee, and Susie James is and I and several others in the club have pulled this thing together. We're still pulling it together, and I'll let Veronica tell us the date, and then she'll introduce our honoree.
All right, I'll tell you what, I was just sitting here thinking, 10 years from now, when they have past presidents stay at Kiwanis and the past president tells what happened when they were president, Veronica can say, we started the Kiwanis Celebrity Roast.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, very exciting about it.
Well, I think we ought to tease our audience and not identify the honoree this year until after we go to a break. But go ahead and say follow up with what John has already told us here as far as the Kiwanis getting involved, because you've had a role, especially as president, you've had a role in this.
Yes. When they brought that to us, it's like, we absolutely want to do this because we want to reach out to the community, and this helps us raise money to be able to do so. So not only give money support the library, it will also support other organizations that we do as Kiwanians.
Well, you've already been doing quite a bit of work. If you've got somebody to underwrite the meal, you alluded to that, I believe.
I want to mention our headline sponsor first and foremost. Middle Tennessee Electric contacted Chris Jones out there, and they did not hesitate. And so it's a Middle Tennessee Electric event, and we're going to, as we should, anytime you get a organization to donate some money to you, we're gonna play up our sponsors in a large way, and we're gonna have a slideshow, a PowerPoint that's going to be continuously running in the background, not only displaying our honorees' photos and such, but we'll have recognition of our sponsorships, and so we, with the committee's help. Everything will be, the I's will be dotted and the T's will be crossed, and so hopefully I've got a great feeling it's going to be a great night.
Well, as long as you don't dot those T's and cross the I's, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
It'll be a great night, our whole club.
Tell us when.
It is going to be March 31st at the Capitol Theater, and the doors will open at 5:30, and we'll have dinner, and our honoree will be roasted.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Thursday.
Thursday evening.
Yes.
All right.
Typically, the library roast has been the last Tuesday of March. And we that's one of the changes. We moved it to later part of the week, just to make it a little different. We're going to have it business attire. So we want businessmen to wear business suits, and the ladies as well. We've got tickets on sale for $60 a head. Includes a great meal that's going to be catered by Wildberry Cafe, and they're going to have two choice of meats. I mean, the meal is going to be really, really good. And we're excited about that as well as our honoree.
All right. Well, we will identify. Are you calling honoree or roastee?
Well, we're going to honor this person, and then we're going to tear this person down. So.
All right. All I can say is we got to go to a break. Stay tuned.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota. They have Exmark, large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users. #1 selling brand, bought 2-to-1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1506 West Main. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Sure, we've seen a couple of wrecks out here. They moved that one pretty quickly on 40 westbound out near Stewartsbury Pike. Now, there's still a lot of traffic trying to get in from Wilson County in that area coming in from Mount Juliet. It's busy as expected, 65 south here at Trinity Lane. A lot of heavy traffic flow on 24 westbound and through the Hickory Hollow area coming in from Rutherford County. Princess Hot Chicken now available for catering for the big game coming up. Check it out online at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Bob McDonald with Cedarstone Bank. For 17 years now, we've been serving our communities in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Donaldson. We can serve you in the way that best fits your needs. We have all the banking technology, we have beautiful buildings, but more importantly, we have great people. On behalf of our board of directors, I thank you for banking with us. If you don't currently bank with us, please come by and visit us in any of our locations. It would be our pleasure to talk with you about how simple banking is simply better.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Goes he. Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Our final segment here on a Wednesday morning, and we are ready to reveal this year's honoree at the Kiwanis
Celebrity
Roast. And the celebrity, are we ready to, you want me to tell this? It's okay for me to say this.
Absolutely.
He is sitting right here with us this morning, Dr. Paul Stum, Cumberland University.
All right. Good morning, Coleman.
And good morning to you. This is the quietest you've ever been on my program. Sitting over here, we couldn't let you say anything. People would recognize your voice, you know. We wanted to keep this a secret till we revealed it.
Well, thank you. It's a real honor to be chosen for the inaugural Kiwanis Celebrity. What John and Susie came to see me and twisted my arm. They hotboxed me in my office. And until I acquiesced and agreed to do this, so they blocked the door.
But waterboarding is alive and well in Lebanon, Tennessee.
But what they said to me was, they said, "Look, this is going to be the inaugural first annual Kiwanis one, so we want to start really low so we can improve it every year." And you're setting the floor.
Well, I think you're being a little bit too humble here, but. Now, are we doing this as we have before? The honoree, the roastee, gets to choose maybe 5 people to do the roasting?
Well, actually, we're limited it to 3. 3. You know, I was talking to Dr. Stum in the hallway and Susie and Veronica, and you remember back when the late Campbell Brandon was roasted back in the day. I think they got out of there about 10:30 or 11. We're not doing that, okay? So we're going to get in. We're going to have a great meal, and we're going to honor Dr. Stum, and then he has chosen 3 roasters to peel him down.
Are you ready to reveal those?
I'm happy to reveal them. I don't know if that's a secret. Okay, well, I have 3 terrific friends, one of whom is. Well, I'll save that one for last. I have really. It was a hard choice for me because I've got so many. You know, this is a great community in which we live, and I had to pick people whom I know and respect, and these 3 I certainly do. But also, I have a little bit of trust that they won't share just everything that they might know.
You never know.
Yeah, that's right. You never know. But Ryan Bennett has agreed to be one. You've had him on your show a couple times, even recently, last week. Right. Ryan Bennett is the senior minister at the Lebanon First United Methodist Church, and
this is one time he'll probably have no mercy.
Yeah, probably so. That's probably true. But Ryan's such a talented preacher and a great friend and a great guy. The second choice that I had, or not my second choice, but the second person in the batting order is Sam Hatcher, John Samuel Hatcher. I call him Samuel. A lot of people call him Sammy, but Sam Hatcher is also a long-term dear friend of mine, and on the board of trust at Cumberland University, served in that capacity.
He doesn't know what mercy means.
Yeah, I know. You can probably fault me for that choice. And then the third is one that is near and dear to your heart, and because you get to work with her every day. Susie James has agreed to do it, and Susie and Eddie are 2 of Christy and my best friends in the world, and we've traveled with them, and we just love them. And
you call him
Susie,
Eddie, huh?
Yeah, Eddie, Susie and Eddie. All right, I do, but they're just, and so Susie has also agreed to be here, and she said she's been compiling information for years, and so I'm a little scared about that, but.
Well, I guarantee you when the evening's over, the people there will know a little bit more about you than they did when they walked in.
Kind of like being on this radio show.
But now you're going to allow the honoree, the roastee, to have the last word.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. I played golf with Paul and Sam at the chamber tournament this past year, and you know, it's supposed to be a team effort. It's a golf scramble. So, you play the best ball, and you kind of encourage each other as you go along. Not those two. It was a battle. You know, I'm thinking, hey guys, you know, you're on the same team. Let's you know, but they were brutal to each other. So I'm just cannot wait for Hatcher, and then for Dr. Stum to come right back when he gets through.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I get the final word.
Yeah, exactly right.
Sammy Hatcher gave me a book after that golf tournament that John was referring to, and the title of the book was "How You Know When It's Time to Regrip Your Ball Retriever."
All right, if you're joining us late, the Lebanon Kiwanis Club, or more correctly, the Kiwanis Club of Lebanon, is starting something or continuing, but in a little bit different vein, different way, and a different date. The roasting of someone in the community, honoree, the Kiwanis
Celebrity roast.
Kiwanis Celebrity. Thank you, John.
Coleman, you got an ink pen and a pad, and you write down everything else.
I'm not using it
but you have not used that left hand to write anything yet.
It is going to be on Thursday evening, March 31st, at the Capitol Theater. Tickets are already on sale.
They are, and let me tell you, we have one ticket outlet, and it's C&D Rocky Top Realty, 1330 West Main Street. Judy and Medina are queens of ticket sales, so they're keeping up with it. We have a limited number of tickets available, so we'll sell this thing out. So if you want a ticket, go by there, and they'll be available. I believe today, Creative Graphics has been so great to donate our tickets, printing of those, and they are one of our media sponsors. While I'm going through the
all right, but I was going to say one more time. Dr. Paul Stum is the honoree this year for those who joined us late, and this is all going to take place on that Thursday evening. And you've got a fine list of sponsored people.
I do, and everybody has just jumped in this boat with us. Middle Tennessee Electric is our headline sponsor. Our catering sponsor is Cedarstone Bank. Our Patron Plus sponsors are First Freedom Bank, Wilson Bank and Trust. Our patron sponsors are THW Insurance, Ligon and Bobo Funeral Home, Pinnacle Bank, Claiborne's Bakery, and Eddie Callis. So, and fine group of people. Tickets are $60 a head. So if you can make it out on March 31st, doors will open at 5:30. We'll have guys on the sidewalk there at the Capitol Theater showing you in. We have folks stationed inside to show you where your seats will be. So it's going to be a great event.
Anything you want to add to that, Veronica? You've got a good man here who's kind of taken over, it seems like.
But it's okay. He's making it happen. The tickets will sell quick, so you need to get the tickets and have a great night with Dr. Paul Stum.
Well, Dr. Stum, the secret is out now, and I guess you've had to be pretty mum about this up till now.
I have. They asked me not to say anything, which is hard for me, too.
How long ago is this? When did you accept?
It was maybe 3 months ago.
I think
2 or 3 months
Oh,
ago.
really?
Yeah, back. It was back last calendar year.
Yeah, it was still warm.
Maybe longer than that.
And here again, the three roasters who will put you on the hot seat that evening: Ryan Bennett, First United Methodist Church; Sam Hatcher; Susie James.
That's correct. Those three. And, I'm certain, all three of those folks are very comfortable behind a microphone and will do a great job. And all of this is about raising money to support some good causes. It'll be a really fun evening, but I'm excited about the fact that the Kiwanis Club is taking us on to raise money not only to support the library, which I understand a significant portion of the funds will go to that, but also some of the other philanthropies that the Kiwanis Club likes to support. You all have been so instrumental. I say you all because all three of you included, Coleman, at least are a past Kiwanian, and
Yes.
you've been so instrumental in helping so many organizations in our community. And I know your main philanthropy, I think, has to do with sight. Is that correct? Vision or?
Well, that's not us.
Who is that? Is that the Lions Club?
The Lions Club.
Sorry,
does that,
I get that confused. I apologize.
Our main deal is youth in any capacity.
Okay.
So we help out with the Christmas for All in a large way. But, years ago, the Kiwanis Club started Kiwanis Little League Baseball.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of the fence, you had Rotary baseball. Rotary Club had, and we fought for years on who's going to get the 12-year-old that had a 80 miles an hour fastball. So about 8 years ago, we combined efforts. So the Rotary and the Kiwanis worked together and formed Lebanon Youth Baseball. And Rick Smith is on that board, and we have 3 board members from Rotary, 3 board members from Kiwanis, and one person in the middle that's not in either club on this board. Well, anyway, I think Rick said 700 plus kids will be served this year. Yeah. 700. And guess what they pay to play?
Nothing.
0. And that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a separate organization under a separate umbrella, but it got its roots with the Lebanon Kiwanis Club, and George Harding and T.J. Gallagher and those guys are to be commended for starting that some 60-some-odd years
And
ago.
it's a great example of working collaboratively. I love the fact that the Kiwanis Club and the Rotary Club's working together on
Absolutely.
that. And now we've got the chambers in our county working together, the Mount Juliet and the Lebanon Chamber. If we could just get our national politicians to work together,
Absolutely.
wouldn't it be a great world?
Yeah, you got to check your ego at the door. And we did that.
Will some of your
sides.
funds from the roast go to the baseball?
We always fund Lebanon Youth Baseball year in and year out. We have for years. But we will help with the books from births still. We have that. Every year the board sets a budget, and then we have some pet projects we want to fund.
Okay.
So
So this is all going, we're running out of time here. Well, again, we made the announcement today, the Kiwanis Celebrity Roast on March 31st, a Thursday evening. Tickets available today, we think, with C&D Realty on West Main, and Dr. Paul Stum will be the honoree this year. Dr. Stum, thanks for being with us. Veronica Anderson, President, Lebanon Kiwanis Club, and John Bryan, thank you all. That's it for a Wednesday. Till tomorrow, I wish you a wonderful